Salutations, friends. Said Stevie here. And today I am finally getting to this bad mamma jamma right here. This is the Benchmade Mini Griptilian. Specifically the 555 S30V. Picked this up a couple weeks ago while I was down in Oregon working. Had some people from out of town that turned out to be fellow knife enthusiasts. And when we wrapped up work a little early one day, I said, well, if we need something to do, Benchmade's just right down the road. We can go check out the retail store. And so we did. Didn't really think I was going to pick anything up, but then, I saw the mini grip, and I said, you know what, wrap it up. I will take it. And yeah, here we are. I had a mini grip previously, probably 5, 6-ish years ago, that I had acquired in a trade for some flashlights. I had a blacked out blade on it, got left behind during a camping trip. Liked it, just never ended up replacing it until now. So this is actually the first, not just the first Benchmade that I've owned in 5 or 6 years. This is actually the first Benchmade that I've actually ever purchased, since that last one I got in a trade. But yeah, as a lot of Benchmades do, comes in this FRN handle scale material, which I do not like. A little too plasticky for me. And then I don't like these Benchmade pocket clips either. So we are going to do some replacements of that, the royal we, as it were. Got new scales, got a new pocket clip, and I actually got a new axis lock as well, with something cool in the middle of it. And let's just get into it. Now, I haven't watched a Benchmade disassembly video in quite some time. I think the last one I watched was Mattisfaction's bug out video. I know I've seen him before. I've never taken apart a Benchmade. So this is going to be interesting. Let's see how it goes. But I'm going to ask you guys to go ahead and just board the struggle bus now. And I will be your captain for today's adventures. But yeah, let's get into it. Before I get going, beverage check, coffee. If you're wondering how I like it, with that being said, here we go. So, let's see, where am I going to start? Here are the scales that I picked up. It's actually scales that comes with a backspacer as well. These are from Applied Weapons Technologies. Aluminum scales, aluminum backspacer. Pocket clip is from Lynch Northwest. Boom, got that. And then the new access lock is from Rhino. They are a pretty cool company that likes to put Tritium in all their stuff. I think they're a sister company of, there's some Tritium in there. Sister company of Night Vision. And yeah, so I picked that up. That's what we're going to be installing. I'm going to need my Coca-Cola can to keep track of everything. I got some lube and some spray and my cleaning cloth and everything. Should I need that as well? Well, let's just get into this. I think that these are all T6 on the body screws. Ooh, that's loose. So, yep, I got a dedicated bit driver for that. And then I think that's not a T8. Is it a T9 on the pivot? Yes. Is that a T9? Yes, T9 on the pivot. So, get my bit driver out. my basic beach bit driver. Look, it spins, folks. So, yeah, let's just get going on it. What am I going to do first? Let's see here. Let's just take this pocket clip off first. And try to keep track of everything, all these different screws. I think there's some I'm not going to need anymore because the backspacer comes with a couple of the Applied Weapons technology backspacer comes with a couple of screws. Let's try to keep everything separately. So these are pocket clip screws there, which will be signified by having the pocket clip in there. Let's see here. There's more screws on this side. Actually, so these those look like those are body screws, and then those screws don't have any. They don't come through the back side there, so I don't know. They're all the same size. Let's see here. I'm gonna try to separate body screws from. I think the body screws are what I'm going to need to reuse. So let's try to keep those together. There's one body screw. So the mini grip seems like a pretty cool knife to be able to mod. It seems like Benchmade's kind of the Glock of pocket knives. There's so much aftermarket stuff available. All right, that's not coming out. So let's move to the other side. And I think that's cool. You can completely customize these and make them their own. Now, there's to be said that, you know, this is already a $130 knife. I just now spent another, you know, $100+ on other accessories. Is this really a $230 knife or even a $250 knife? I don't know. We'll see, actually, after I put it together and see how what my thoughts are. Those aren't wanting to pop out of the... Ooh, that's tight. Those aren't wanting to pop out of the scale, so I'm just going to move on to these ones. Just for time's sake, how about I pause this real quick and get all the screws backed out so you guys don't have to sit here and watch the 8 minutes worth of screws. Okay, so I got the show side scale off there, and now it looks like I'm going to have to start popping that pivot out. And I'm going to have to try to punch that out. Is that how I'm going to have to do that? I'm going to need something skinny enough. Oh, there we go. That worked. That completely popped it out. Where did it go, though? Oh, now everything's falling off. All right, there is the pivot there. Blade just popped out with one phosphor bronze washer. I'm guessing there's still another one stuck in there somewhere. There it is. All right. Now I think if I wasn't replacing the access lock, I wouldn't have had to go any further than this. But I am. So, pop that out. There we go. Everything is accounted for. Let's say c'est la vie to the old scales. They have fulfilled their purpose in my life. So now is the part that I am not sure of. So these are the Omega Springs. Okay. Captured there. Let's see. Should I maybe zoom in a skosh? There we go. So these appear to be captured. A little dog leg there on the inside of the liners. And then just a little loop over there. So I'm guessing I should... And there is a stop pin. Okay. Noted. So I think I should be able to just undo that. And undo that. Yep. Now this allows me to get the, there we go. All right, well there are my liners coming off there. Why don't I give them a little wipe down while I have it apart? Should probably wipe down the phosphor bronze washers as well. I haven't carried this yet, so it's really not dirty at all. Alright, so everything is apart here. Well, I think the first thing I'm going to have to do is replace these, right? Yeah, so let's grab the new, is there only a tritium vial on one side? Well, that's lame. Okay, so what side do I want this on? Probably I'm going to want it on the clip side. So I'm going to want to put this in this way here. So, all right. All right. Did my stop pin fall out? It sure did. All right. Pause again while I get this set. All right. So, yeah, that was definitely a struggle bus moment, but I was finally able to get it back on. The problem is, man, doing this stuff, it's been a little minute. Ooh, is that not seated all the way? That's probably a good thing to make sure, but I didn't realize there, is to make sure that those springs are seated completely on there.
Hi.
Oh, hi. Good morning, kiddo. What you doing?
Nothing.
Okay. You gonna get some breakfast?
Yeah.
Oh man, see, struggle busing here, folks. Who stayed the night last night? Okay. Alrighty, kiddo. I'm just finishing up here, struggling around. Alright. So, that was, Lil said Stevie, coming out. Alright, where was I? So, I wanted to make sure that the springs were actually seated on the, back, in their slot there on the, access lock, and then I accidentally popped off that, leg there. So, alright, that's the old access lock, don't need that. Now, I think, comes the fairly simple part. I think that might have been the hardest part, but I'm realizing I'm going to have to line up those washers and everything on my own. So, what should I be doing here? What should I be doing here? I think I'm going to start putting scales together. This should just pop right over it, right? Yeah. Okay. So, let's do that. So, I'm going to need back one. Oh! Nope. I got to put the pivot back in. Okay. I'm going to put the scales on. Definitely. I'm just going to put the scales on. And we shall see if that's the way I actually need to do it. Maybe there's someone out there watching this right now going, no, that's not the way you do it. But, we'll find out. Okay. I think having the scales put on will screw it into the liners and separate the liners the way they needed to be separated. So, yeah, I think that's a good call on my end. Alright, so that scale is completely snug as a bug as a rug, in a rug. Snapped right and clicked into place. I'm digging the fit and finish already on these AWT scales. Yeah, I am digging that. And unless it's going to be a pain in the ass to get these washers and blade lined up. This isn't nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. I think I started to say that the main problem for me is doing this little stuff for as long as I do it. I have carpal tunnel. Um, I never got the surgery to fix it, but I have had nerve conduction studies. I got bad. I got bad veins. Kind of runs in the family, actually. And actually, sitting right here, one of the things I like to, and I've already used this once today. I didn't use it just yet, but had it in arm's reach, is my Ninja block that I have here. Just gives me something to kind of grip down on and, get my feeling back. But okay, so now we have the scales back in. What should I be doing next? The backspacer? Or the blade? Let's go with the blade. I'm gonna have to try to line this stuff up. Maybe the easiest way to do that will be to put a little bit of oil on, so it'll kind of stick to the scale maybe a little bit. Let's see how that works. So let's go ahead and try to pop this pivot back in here real quick. Or maybe they need to be on the blade itself. Maybe I should throw a couple dollops on there. Put the... Alright, let's see how this goes, folks. Alright, struggle bus continues. Let me grab like a roll pin punch or something. Hold on here. Grabbed a punch. Maybe that'll help me kind of line things up here. So, that's probably where that tool from Titanium comes in handy. But let's see here. I need to be able to fit those all together without them coming out. Ugh. Alright, I'm going to pause the game. The struggle bus is real on this, folks. Yeah. That took me a hot minute to get the washers and the blade all aligned on the pivot. I ended up taking off the other scale. I actually grabbed this Gerber pry tool along with another small punch to help kind of line everything up and center everything. So maybe that I guess if you work on enough Benchmades, maybe that Titanium tool is worth it. But so I think I'm in the home stretch now at this point. So I can put this scale back on. And now I just got to put on this backspacer, and I think I'm going to be good. Let me, just so nothing pops loose, let me go ahead and put on this. I think my neighbor is out smoking a bowl. So let me just get that started on there so that it doesn't pop off. And now, yeah, it says backspacer. So, pause. Okay, I think I got everything aligned, and now I'm going to use the screws that it came with. That is going in there. And I think that might be it, folks. I think now all I got to do is adjust the pivot to where it needs to be, the pivot screw. We're back in business. Alright, let's check the pivot here. It's still got a long way to go. Alright, functionally wise, we're good. we're still completely centered there. Got any blade play? A little bit of blade play. As loose as possible without any blade play is the way I like to do it. That's good. Alright. I think we're good to go there, folks. So let's pop the new pocket clip back on. Or on for the very first time, as it were. And how are we looking on time here? Oh, over 20 minutes, of course. Over 20 minutes, of course. This video would probably end up being like 45 minutes had I not paused, because, yeah, that took a long time for me to get that. Oh, where'd that go? Good Lord! Got everything aligned on the pocket clip, so let's start, I'll cinch the middle one down a little bit. The Lynch clip did come with new screws, however, I don't think I need those. Ah, I just used the wrong ones. That's why it's pushing the blade. Good Lord, I didn't even use the right screws here. Ah! Now I got the right screws all lined up here. I put the old body screws back in, and they're starting to push on the blade and off-center the blade. So, okay, now what's going on? It feels I need to loosen that just a skosh. Should I put some oil down in there? That's one thing I forgot to do. Got a little flustered. I'm going to get some oil down in there. See if I can't work that in. Maybe a little on the top side there. Neighbors are being loud today. How dare they? Alright. Little bit of blade play. No blade play. Boom. I think that's it. Man, the aluminum definitely gets you dirty, right? Alright. Let me pause and clean up now. Everything is done here. So, nice blue aluminum scale. New access lock there. New Lynch Northwest clip. Shout out to Lynch Northwest for making what I believe is the best titanium deep carry pocket clip in the business. Shout out to Glow Rhino with the, I guess you'll have to take my word for it, but there is a tritium insert in there. I'll have to show that off when it's dark out. And then shout out to Applied Weapons Technologies for the scales and the backspacer. I guess I would have been cool if I had blacked out liners on there to finish all that off and make it a little cohesive. But yeah, overall, this knife is definitely better, in my opinion, with the aluminum scales than the old FRN. And the action is back to being exactly what it needs to be. The pocket clip snugs up real well. Haven't put it in pocket yet, but I'm sure it's going to be good to go. And there. Fully transformed Mini Griptilian. Yeah, this video is longer than I was hoping it would be. If you guys watched the complete struggle, this video would probably end up being well over 45 minutes to an hour. The biggest pain in the butt for me was when it came to aligning the washers and blade on the decupped pivot as it goes through there. Basically, what I ended up doing is putting on the first one, used my roll pin punch to center it, and then that Gerber tool to push it down over the barely started pivot. And then I was able to fit the blade on there, and then just had to move around the top. I slid the top washer onto there and was finally able to get it. And that was the biggest part. So again, maybe that Titanium tool helps with that, but I don't know that that's something that I am interested in getting. But that's it. So there we go, folks. I'm pretty happy with that. Overall, that wasn't too bad. So let me know what you. Whew. Yeah, strong stuff. Let me know what you guys think. Should I have kept in all the struggles? Would you guys have really watched a 45-minute video of me struggling? I don't think you would have. I think you would have skipped around anyway. So, but yeah, what do you think of the blue here, aluminum, as opposed to the FRN, the old FRN? I think it looks a lot better. And obviously, like I said, hey, don't punch my mailbox. Punk kids. Best recognize. Any hoodles. I'm done here, folks. A half-hour long video. That's all I got for you. Until the next one, I will go ahead and bid you mofos adeuces.